I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield True Nascent Iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality.
Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
Coming up, Paul Watson's Nanny State Report. This new cop video that we just tweeted out at Real Alex Jones of a man stands up for his constitutional rights when they were going door to door without a warrant, quote, looking for a felon. And you can say, well, that's for our safety, but why'd we have a Bill of Rights before that said you can't do that? Because it always turns into a tyranny. Ebola patient escapes quarantine center in search of food. Not even feeding him. We have the Jakari Jackson breakdown on the sex tape release. Here's the headlines. Leaks of nude celebrity photos raises concerns about security of the cloud. Folks in the past didn't take their sex photos or photos of their girlfriend or whatever into the local shop to get developed because they wanted privacy. Why would you upload them to a cloud? And again, you were the one that reminded me of that and made that point, CJ, that what are people thinking?
I can't possibly begin to imagine what they're thinking except for being lazy. We used to have these great little stores in the grocery store in the mall where you can get your photos developed, and family photos were appropriate, but if you had any naughty photos, you'd use a Polaroid. An expensive device that develops pictures instantly for all you young folks that are wondering what a Polaroid is.
Well, it's also the police state issue. Remember all the cases where it would be like 2 little girls with towels around them and they're hugging each other and they take their kids even though the social workers say there's no evidence of sexual abuse. I mean, it's look, keep your private stuff private, ladies and gentlemen. It's just ridiculous. You got the Hunger Games, Bombshell, and all of them hopping mad that they wanted to swap naked photos. Sex tapes are coming out. What did you people expect? It was Apple, so you could trust it? The NSA data mines it. Jakari Jackson's report is coming up on that subject. This is all designed, the cloud is designed so they can snoop on you. So, of course, hackers can then exploit that. Use your brains, people. All right, I want to rush through these calls. So I got like 4 or 5 video clips I want to get to. Judy in Florida, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex. I wanted to say one thing about Joe Biggs in the TSA line and the pat down that he experienced. I really think he used a tremendous amount of restraint and was a gentleman, because that guy was dominating him and liking it.
Oh, yeah.
That guy was a nemesis. I mean, I just thought it was disgusting, because the guy knew who he was. I know he knew who he was.
And he was doing it really hard, too.
Yeah, it was a complete jerk. It's like, it just grosses me out. And I had a TSA.
But see, that's government training us to that we put their, you know, we get their hands put on us. But then the border's wide open. It's just all a sick joke.
But they know they know that we know it's a joke. But you know, even those that are halfway awake. But it's just, I can't believe the domination. I mean, I do, but I don't. It's just ridiculous. But I wanted to just bring up. This discussion has been up to my, being able to talk to you has been really astounding, because I was thinking earlier as I was working about how there basically needs to be like more compassion where it's, people are concerned, because I know the people that I talk to, that are like customers of mine, or just people in general, when I know when I woke up, which was in 2001 when the major event occurred, that for a couple of days, I couldn't get out of bed. I mean, that's how devastating, how shattered my paradigm was. And, I wanted to die. That's how I felt like. I wanted to die, because, everything that I thought was reality was not. And I hear people say, well, I'm going to be gone off this earth soon, or, God's going to take me, or, I just want to bury my head in the sand. I mean, I hear these terms. And it's like, when I look at, there's been a couple of conversations I've had with men where I see the fear in their eyes. And it's like, I don't know if there's a different way that needs to be developed to talk to people. I'm no expert.
Well, you're right. A lot of people you talk to about the New World Order, they feel so disempowered in their own lives. They know stuff's wrong, but don't tell me about it. What can I do? Well, you can stand up for yourself. You can have some respect. You can help other people. All of us having a better attitude, being a free people, will turn this around.
I've talked about, start working on the local level. I know that I've invited Rosa Quarry to come to my area, and hopefully she's going to be able to come in November. I mean, I'm in email correspondence with her now, but it's like, I know a lot of really rich folks that have no idea what sustainable developments are all about, but I know enough to know they're already being affected.
Exactly. So you educate them, then they learn how they're being scammed. They'll start standing up against it. Because if you get the nouveau riche, if you get the middle class, the upper middle class, the wealthy aware of what's going on, they will then understand the larger paradigm, and we'll have a new renaissance. Great points. I'm going to go to Roberto in New York, then I'll go to video clips, and then back to George and Gary. Roberto, thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Yes, hello, Alex. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
Nice to talk to you, brother.
Yeah, I realize that the globalists, they kind of count on us to be non-critical thinkers. Like, when you turn on the TV, all you hear about is terrorism. And then when they cover the border, it's all about, oh, don't be racist, don't be racist. And that's kind of like, to me, a father not wanting his daughter to get pregnant, but giving his daughter a bottle of vodka, a hotel room, and $500 on prom night. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like a accident waiting to happen. And I mean, bare minimum, there's been it's come out that the cartels and the extremist groups have been in contact talking, and I don't understand why it's getting no coverage. Like, no one's making that connection.
I hear you. It's because all these different corrupt cartels, whether it's the drug cartels, the pharma cartels, the police state cartels, the big banking cartels, the Saudi Arabian cartels, They know how to go get influence. They know how to buy politicians. They know how to cut people in on the piece of the action. And now corruption's growing, and it's just eating up the whole economy. And now they have Agenda 21 in the nanny state meant to, you know, get patents on hair dryers that are low wattage, and then you can only buy it from them. I mean, it's just where the whole economy is geared, where only General Electric can have a coal power plant, nobody else can. And where only, you know, this company can operate, or only McDonald's gets a health care waiver, which then makes their food less expensive. I mean, it's just, it's a gamed, rigged system where the whole world is a cross between Las Vegas and a gulag, or the Gulag Archipelago, or the casino gulag that Max Kaiser talks about. Thank you so much for the call. Speaking of the nanny state and Rosa Corey and Behind the Green Mask book that we sell at InfoWarsStore.com, dealing with government and its takeover worldwide, we're under UN treaty, even though we haven't signed on to it. Obama came out this week on Monday and he said, I will put in the carbon taxes on all human activity, a value-added tax on basically all human activity: food, produce, fuel, plastic, electronics, how they can work, air conditioning, carpeting, just everything, basically. We'll have a carbon tax, which also brings in government surveillance, government compliance, where mom and pops can't operate. I mean, Australia's been under this 5 years, and it crippled them, so they're voting it out right now. In fact, they just did. But this is about control. We'll tell you what you can have in your house. We'll tell you what you can do. Nothing to do with the environment. Let's go ahead and go to Paul Watson's report.
The nanny state EU has banned many types of vacuum cleaners and is also set to prohibit kettles, toasters, hairdryers and lawnmowers in the latest example of Eurocrats gone wild. 2 years after a complete ban on incandescent light bulbs, today saw the start of a ban on vacuum cleaners that use over 1,600 watts of power, all in the name of preventing global warming. That same global warming, which over the last 2 years has resulted in an increase in the Arctic Sea ice cap by 42%, or 5.6 million square kilometres, the same ice cap that Al Gore said would vanish completely by 2014. But even if you believe in the dogma of man-made global warming, this EU ban on appliances still makes no sense. If you cut the power of hairdryers by a third, then what are people going to do? They're simply going to use their hairdryers for a third longer. What kind of frigging imbeciles are coming up with these policies? The ban on high-powered vacuum cleaners, or in other words, ones that actually work, has caused a run on popular models in the United Kingdom, with sales soaring by over 50%. Retailers now face government inspections and the prospect of being shut down if they sell anything over a pathetic 900 watts. But that's not all. The European Commission plans to impose energy limitations on another 30 electrical items next year, including toasters, lawnmowers and kettles. And remember, while the EU does its level best to hamstring the free market with pointless restrictions that won't even save energy, China and India are building hundreds of coal-fired power plants every year. This has nothing to do with saving energy or saving the planet. This is about the nanny state burying its tentacles deeper into our private lives, choking consumer freedom and strangling a free market already labouring under an ongoing recession throughout Europe. And it's another perfect reason to get Britain out of the EU if David Cameron ever has the balls to graciously bestow us with a national referendum. Check out the other videos, subscribe to the channel. I'm Paul Joseph Watson. This is Infowars.com.
Well, there you go. There is that breakdown. I want to go to this very powerful cop video here in a moment that's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Man stands up for the Constitution as police demand to enter home without warrant. But Kit Daniels just broke a story up at Infowars.com, and I'm glad he reminded me of this. Missing Libyan jetliners raises fears of suicide airliner attacks on 9/11. That is the Bill Gertz article.